Hello. Welcome, everybody. We have about 800 people signed up, but Jenny reminded me this is kind of like a big day before.
I think half of you are coming,
Shopping.
going to or coming from Costco right now. So no judgment, guys.
Yeah, so if you're catching this after the fact, we're still so happy that you're joining us. But if you are here live, we are double as happy. Welcome, welcome. I see Joyce, I see Olivia, and Mary, and Gail. How is everybody?
Hi,
I see a lot of Gails.
Steph.
Gail
Hi,
Amadio,
Jenny.
Gail Gone, Gail
Hello,
Dickinson.
Michael. Nice to see you.
Oh, this is great, you guys. Well, people are still logging in, but super excited to have you here. My name is Joel Gamron. I am the head chef and founder of Homemade, and next to me is Chef Jenny.
Hi, everyone.
She's amazing, and this is our 158th class
158.
this year.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. This is our last class of 2022.
I think Michael's been there for all of them. And Steph. Michael and Steph.
Steph
yeah.
maybe too.
Yeah,
I'm going to go Steph.
Jenny, yeah.
There's a lot of people who, Judy Sugg for sure.
Hi, Steph.
But we just, before we kick this off, just want to say what an incredible year, what a humbling year, and what an amazing community we have and we get to cook with on a regular basis. So just a huge virtual hug to all of you out there. Big hug. We also want to just thank all of our sponsors and all of our partners who make these classes available for all of us to be able to join and get together and learn. So, whether it's Cabot Cheese, whether it's ScanPan, whether it's with some other ones that we love. Stanley, Blue House Salmon. I mean, we can name them all. And today we have partnered with what we love, and this is our last Multo class.
Sad.
I know it's very sad, but CookingPal, who makes the Multo, and a lot of people are loving these classes, and rightfully so. In the very beginning, we're very skeptical of this Jetsons-looking machine here, but these classes have been awesome, and Jenny and I have been cooking side by side. This is our 6th CookingPal class.
That's amazing.
It's amazing. Yeah, I remember our first one.
I remember our first one.
Yeah,
I know. Like, all right, let's do it.
And the concept is simple. We want to show Jenny cooking conventionally, the way that you might cook at home without the Multo. And then we want to show me cooking with the Multo so you can kind of compare and contrast for yourself. And you can see how this thing actually saves you 10 different pieces of equipment. It saves you so much cleanup. It shows you a lot of different steps and techniques. And so, we love doing it side by side. We are not hating on conventional cooking, but we do kind of agree. Every single class, we kind of look at it, we step back, and we're like, okay, the Multo made it really easy.
Cool. It's pretty cool.
So we love them, and we have been getting a lot of feedback from you guys. We've got a lot of people who actually bought the Multo and are now Multo users, which I love, but there's been a lot of feedback around the price being a little high, but the reality is, listen, yes, it's about $1,000 for this machine here. But think of the amount of money that 10 appliances that it's saving you would cost. Each one being, I don't know, $300, $400. That's $4,000. So at a quarter of the price.
I have at least that and bunt pans at home.
I'm telling you.
I'm going to be honest with you guys.
So you have to kind of do the math and look at it from like a bird's eye view. But we love it. And there's also an incredible special. If you buy one now, they're actually giving away like one of the nicest sets you can get with baking roselet.
Guys, I'm a pastry chef.
Yeah.
There's like different tiers up here, right up here.
Yeah. So you buy this and you get this really great baking set from Roselet. They're incredible. So check them out. Go to CookingPal's website, cookingpal.com. We're going to put it in the chat itself and check out the Multo.
Let's tell it. Pastry tools, pastry cutter, pastry brush, and a dough scoop. That's a deal.
It's all badass.
That's a deal.
That's badass.
On top of the Multo.
Well, you can make doughs in this. You can do so many cookie things,
cool.
all this. Oh, yeah. So it's all great. Quick kind of just housekeeping. If you've never come to Homemade before, this is all about interaction.
Hi.
So you can talk to myself and Jenny in real time if you're willing to share your screen the way that Sherry Rosenberg is and Mary Flam is and Michael. You don't have to be cooking along, but that's the only way that we kind of allow people to talk, just so we don't get any crazy people out there. But if that's not your jam and you don't want to interact with us in real time, there's George. He's an incredible chef. He's in the chat. So you can just chat him up, ask him questions about Multo, about the recipe, all that good stuff.
He's in charge.
He's in charge. So what are we making today?
I mean, fish, delicious. Delicious on its own.
But what is the dish?
Prosciutto wrapped fish.
Yeah.
With a creamy garlic sauce and green beans.
Yeah, I mean, very schmancy feeling. And I think, listen, we're going into like kind of that fancy weekend, the holiday weekend, where you're kind of getting a little formal and you want to get something impressive. I do think this is something that you should think about putting in your repertoire, because we tasted this and we kind of all agreed it kicks butt.
It's really good.
It kicks a lot of butt. So
it's really good.
Let's talk about it. We're going to dive right in, but we are going to wrap fish in prosciutto. And the fish that we chose is halibut. We like, honestly, any fish will work for this, but a firmer fish is usually better. So like a cod might flake apart on you a little bit. Even a salmon's a little tender, even though that's more meaty. But a halibut, a monkfish, those are kind of more robust, almost like chickeny fishes.
Yeah.
Where they have, swordfish is another one where they're more meaty and they just they almost have a little chew to them and they hold up. Do you agree?
It's absolutely worth knowing the name of your fish guy, whatever supermarket you're going to. So say if this recipe calls for monkfish, if it doesn't call for monkfish, what's fresh? Always ask, what's fresh?
And what's not flaky for this recipe?
What's closest to monkfish that's fresh?
Yes. So let's talk about, we got halibut. We're here in the Pacific Northwest, so we love this. This comes from Alaska usually. And the best thing is when you get a big fillet like this is about a pound of fish, right? 16 ounces. So the way sushi chefs do it, and you should do it at home, is you always kind of find that middle spot. And a good technique is to kind of, I know this gets a little bit crazy, but you want to spread out a little bit. I want you to do it with me. Yeah,
I'm there.
So you spread your leg, like you kind of like make an anchor and find that middle, right? And then you just kind of find right in the middle, and I'll show you guys from a top view here. So right in the middle, right? And just a nice long stride. You don't need to saw at it. So you kind of find that middle, and then you find the middle of the other two fillets. So instead of kind of guessing and going, like looking, and then you get to the end, you're like, oh, I have a really small one. This is a really nice trick of how to get super even fillets.
What kind of knife are you using there?
Yeah, this is a boning knife. These are the best when you're kind of cutting fish, just because they're really flexy. Cool.
I think everyone has that knife in their block and they have no idea what it does.
Yeah, you probably do. Yeah. It's probably really sharp because you never do use it. So we've got these fillets of fish. And by the way, if you want to know how much fish each one does weigh, this is crazy. So the Multo actually connects to this little pad here, right? And you can see, you can put a little weight on it and it becomes a scale. So if you wanted to kind of scale out exactly, okay, each person gets a quarter pound, you could use this as a scale. That's one device that saves for you.
That's one. I mean,
that's a small one, but it's one.
It's an essential one, though. Everyone needs a kitchen scale.
No, yeah,
everyone needs a kitchen scale.
All right, next step. You want to take us through this, Jenny, or do you want me to do?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it together. Prosciutto. What is it?
The greatest gift Italy has ever given us.
I know.
By the way, we were fully snacking on this before.
Listen.
Let's not put on airs. It was one for the plate, one for us.
I have to call out, I grew up in a very Jewish household where there was no pork. And I went to Italy to study for cooking. And I got off the plane and I was starving. And someone handed me a thin slice of prosciutto. And I saw God.
Yeah.
And I never went back. So I love my prosciutto. So what we're doing is we're literally, as carefully as possible, taking the prosciutto and separating it out. And we left it at room temperature. So the fat of the prosciutto kind of peels away from itself. When you do this with cold prosciutto, we found that it kind of flakes.
You want thin prosciutto. There's a big variety in store-bought prosciutto. Some can be as thick as ham slices. You're looking for the thinnest prosciutto possible.
Right, and you're just tucking them into bed. This is one of those things where it's like you could get super fancy.
You're going over, I'm going under.
Yeah, however you want to do it. If it tears a little bit, not the end of the world.
No.
You just want those thin shards, like Chef Jenny said.
Yeah.
We have our first question.
Oh, yes, please.
Besides prosciutto, what could you wrap this with that's not a pork product?
That's not a pork product.
Well,
zucchini.
Zucchini would be lovely.
Really, really thinly sliced zucchini. What else could you do on like a mandolin?
You could also do potato, thin slices
That's
of
a
potato
great call.
or sweet potatoes. So there's sweet potatoes are everywhere right now. The store is flooded with them. So if you just have to get a mandolin or a food processor that can get it really thin so it cooks in the time, but that would be nice on here.
Yeah, these look great. And you can double up on these, but I think one for me is enough. Like it adds just enough saltiness, and you really do want it to kind of sit flat like this.
And
Did you do double?
Yeah, that's the difference between an Italian and a non-Italian. I'm doing 2 slices.
I like your
My
style.
gosh.
I like your style.
We are not a subtle people. We're not
No.
known for doing a light amount.
I love it. So I'll just show you guys a kind of a close-up here. So halibut, and then the prosciutto just kind of tightly wrapped around it. Cool.
And if your fish is cold, as soon as you add your prosciutto on, it kind of adheres right away to it, which is really nice.
Yes, those look great, Jenny. All right. So we've got our prosciutto wrapped halibut. And what's really cool with the Multo is it kind of takes you through the different steps. They have an amazing chef, Jamie, who develops endless recipes. You get 5 a week when you get the Multo. So plenty of recipes just coming at you, and they're preloaded into here. And this connects to here, telling you what to do next. So what this is telling me right now is we want to season this fish.
I love it.
So right on the counter here.
Can I season
salt
your
and pep,
fish?
please?
Ooh.
You need more pep?
I need a little more pep. I need a little more
gotcha.
pep. By the way, I don't know if anyone else's brain is super fried right now for the week of the holiday happening, but this is the time when I need a machine to be telling me what to do.
I can't need that all the time.
I can't.
As an entrepreneur and as a father,
Yeah, you have
I need a
toddlers.
robot. Just
You have
please tell me how to.
toddlers.
Yeah. Oh, it's a lot. All right, so we're seasoned here. Next step, which the Multo is telling me, which I love, is it's telling us that we're going to actually start cooking the fish. So this is really cool. So if you're at home, Jenny, you've set up kind of like a double. What is that? Steamer situation?
Like a double boiler, yeah. I have a steaming pan that goes on top of here.
Yep.
And so I can put liquid in the bottom, and then I have my steamer tray on top. You can also use, if you have like a dumpling steamer
Yeah.
tray, a bamboo one,
bamboo
you can
ones.
use that.
Those are cool.
Those are great.
Kind of a pain to clean, but they're good. With Multo,
The
it
first
comes.
dig of the night. The first dig of the night. You guys all caught it, right?
You got it. But
All
with
right.
Multo, it comes with this really, really cool attachment. So this is the steamer tray attachment. So there's 2 levels. So there's the shallow, and then underneath of it is the deep. So you can do multiple things at once. So we're going to literally steam this into here. This actually heats up like a pot. You can boil pasta in there. You can sous vide in here and set it to the exact temperature. So what we're going to do first is we're going to add a little bit of fish stock. So Jenny's doing the exact same thing in her pan.
You could absolutely add chicken stock, vegetable broth if you
Yeah.
don't have fish stock.
And then we're going to add a little bit of butter, about
Absolutely.
a couple tablespoons.
This week is sponsored by butter. No matter where you are, butter is sponsoring the week of December 20th.
There's
to
butter
the
on the menu
25th.
somewhere. And,
Yeah.
and what's cool about it is that little bit of fish stock, and it can be water, it can be chicken stock if you want it to, but to have it be a little flavor, that's what's going to steam our fish. That's what's going to steam our green beans. And we're going to actually be cooking in the stock. So we're going to
Yeah.
make this pureed garlic sauce. Now, we all tried this. It's mind-blowing. Now, it does call for a bleep ton of garlic. How many cloves?
Don't panic, guys. I know this. I know, even for Italian, I was like, whoa, 2 bulbs of garlic.
Wait, 2 bulbs for one recipe.
Yes.
Yeah, so 2 bulbs of garlic. So like you're
All
eating,
the garlic cloves from 2 bulbs.
garlic's good for you. Garlic's good for you.
Amazing for you.
So let's talk. There's 2 ways that we kind of love to peel garlic when you have a ton to peel. Jenny's going to show you
Okay.
one way, and I'll talk you through the second.
So, this is courtesy of Chef George. Just give Chef George a shout out for this. This is from his restaurant days. He had this tip: garlic cloves in the bowl, an equal sized bowl on top. So I have a good seal on it, and then shake for about 30 seconds. Can't really hear it, but they're partying around in there.
You can hear
Can
it.
you hear it? It almost like sounds like popcorn popping. Stainless steel is
It does
perfect
sound
for
like
this
popcorn pop.
because stainless steel is really light. And then
You wanna hold
get
it up?
under.
Yeah.
Look at all those cloves.
They just kind of fall
They kind
out.
of just fall out. So we did this earlier. Love this. My other favorite way is lying them flat, all the cloves, and taking a heavy pan like a cast iron and whacking them and kind of pressing them. And that often can remove a lot.
Yeah, there's also this like $5 garlic roller that's silicone that you can do. That's great. But a big trick that I love is actually microwaving the garlic. So take them off the actual garlic head themselves. So break them up into little cloves. And then when you microwave them for about 1 minute on high, they just kind of slide out. You still have to peel them, but they slide out in a much easier way.
Easy.
Yeah, a much easier way. And they're almost like, I don't know, soft, like gummy at this stage because they're kind of quasi-cooked. And I don't know, they're just a lot easier to handle. They're not stinky.
They're not sticky. That's what I'm noticing.
Yeah, they're not
That's
stinky on the fingers. So 2 really great ways, honestly 3, that you can be doing this. So we're going to literally just put our garlic into that mixture with the butter and the fish stock.
Okay.
And then I'm going to load onto my Multo this puppy.
I'm putting just my steamer tray on the top. And if you're panicking about the amount of garlic you just saw, know that as this garlic cooks, it's going to mellow in flavor and get a nice sweetness to it. So you're not, I mean, yes, if you're a vampire, this isn't going to work for you, but everyone else, we should be fine.
Yep, and I'm putting this on the wrong way. I always do, because I want to show you guys what's happening, but at the same time, I want to cook. Why aren't you going on? Is it on right now? Yeah, it's on.
This is...
Come on, baby. There we go.
There we go. Guys, it's a couple days before the holiday, Christmas. We're all, I mean, it's freezing here in Seattle. It's affecting all of us.
Good. All right, so I take off this guy. Remember, underneath is the liquid, and we start by laying our fish in. So Jenny is doing the exact same thing.
So I'm just going to put mine straight into my pan.
Cool, so we're doing it at the exact same time. You've got yours, sweet. And then I put on my next layer. And on top here, I mean, we're putting green beans that we kind of trimmed up. But you could put asparagus, you could put little potatoes, you could do, you know, little coins of zucchini, whatever you really want. Those look great.
Yeah.
Lid on top. And then I just go to my little tablet guy here. And I press start. And what's really cool, again, I'm doing this all backwards. So it's telling me it's cooking. It's counting down, right? And get those ingredients out of my way. And basically, it's telling me how hot it's getting too. So you can see 32 degrees. I know it's very hard to see over the cameras, but 32 degrees with about 18 minutes left. I mean, again, it takes the guesswork out of the whole thing, which I love. So we're going to do a little bit of cleanup on our end. We're going to wash our hands. We had the fish situation going.
All right.
We're going to get rid of the bowl.
I'm caught up with you.
So, Jenny, I mean, this is our 6th class.
Yes.
I'm curious.
Oh, yes.
And I know we were both kind of in the same boat of being a little skeptical of the Multo when we first cooked with the Multo.
Well, we're chefs. That's our job. We're skeptical people.
Yeah, fair.
I'm completely in awe of it.
Yeah,
honestly.
so what's been the most surprising thing to you?
I think usually when you get and this isn't the first, there's a lot of tools out there that are multi-tools, saying that they claim that they do a lot of different things. We can knock out a lot of things off the list. That often maybe 2 out of the 4 are great. And the other 2 are like, okay, technically this does that, but it's not great. Every time, in over 6 classes, we've used every function on this thing almost. Everyone has performed as well as if you had bought just a food processor on its own.
We do it live. There's no magic. We don't swap it out. I mean, you guys are seeing this thing. You're going to see what it looks like when it's done. But
it's wooed me. I felt wooed by it over 6 classes.
It is a little bit surprising in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
I mean, number one, just 3 things are happening on here at once. First, the garlic is in here cooking. This is hot, right? So it's literally heating up the garlic and steaming. It's cooking the fish. It's cooking the beans. But again, if you weren't cooking, it acts as a blender. It acts as a food processor. It acts, like I said, as like a sous vide or a poacher. It acts, I mean, there's a million different things that you could do with this as a pureer. The list goes on. Chopping. So if you're not great with your knife, great. You can saute in here. It has a little butterfly whisk. This is really, it's not new technology in the sense where, wow, like where has this been all my life? Because in Asia and in Europe, we say this all the time, they've been cooking on units like this forever. They have much smaller kitchens than we do have in America. So they understand what it takes to kind of like pick and choose your battles. And they say, we don't need a stove.
Yeah.
We don't need all the cookware. We don't need all the appliances. Just do it all in one. And so, anyways, we have a lot to catch up there, but we've been really loving it.
But that's, I mean, to that point, that's also the other thing that's part of it that's wooed me. It's just the footprint. So like,
Yeah, the footprint's crazy.
because a lot of my appliances at home that do things so well, they take up a lot of space. I mean, I lived in the Bay Area for 20 years. It's apartment
Bay
living,
Area, yeah.
apartment living for a long time. So, and old apartments with not a lot of space. So I could have used this like 20 years ago with someone.
I'm with you.
Fresh out of culinary school, I would have appreciated it. So
I'm with you.
yeah.
Any questions so far? And by the way, it's starting to smell garlicky.
It
and
smells
yummy in
really
here.
garlicky in here, but
How we doing?
not a hot garlic, like a nice, like
smooth,
a
buttery
smooth,
garlic.
buttery garlic. Anyone?
Any questions, George?
I think we're doing good right now.
All right.
Okay, cool. Well, we thought while this was cooking, we wanted to show you 3 of our favorite ways to finish fish. Now, it doesn't have to be steamed fish like what we're doing today in the Multo. This could be a grilled piece of fish or roasted, broiled, doesn't matter. But these are 3 different ways that you can finish your fish this holiday season, whenevs, that we think are easy wins, okay? So, first is we're going to make a compound butter. Jenny, you want to take that away?
Yes.
Talk to me about it.
Yes, I love a compound butter. That's a fancy name. Basically, it just means a flavored butter.
Yeah.
So butter is a great palette for really sprucing up and adding a lot of flavor to. If you're wondering, in restaurants,
I'll get you a knife. Oh, you got a knife.
I got a knife. Restaurants, you know, when you get a steak and there's a little medallion, or lobster, and it's a little medallion of a herb butter, something special. It feels so fancy.
It is a little fancy.
Medallion of butter can really make your night feel so fancy, guys. And trust us, we've spent so much time with you. You homemaker, you deserve it. You're fancy people, all right? You deserve it to feel fancy.
I agree.
So it's basically flavored butter that then we roll up and chill. And then you can slice it whenever you want. Keep it in your freezer. It's great on any protein, any vegetable.
Yeah.
That's it. Protein,
and
vegetable.
it stays good in the freezer for about 6 months. And it stays good in the fridge for about, depending on what you put in it, but like, I don't know, a month?
A couple weeks. I would say a week to start off with, depending, like, say if you add blue cheese to it or
smoked salmon or something. That's a week, but a month if it's just like some herbs.
If it's just spices, it'll definitely add a month. If you add fresh things like shallot in there, it might, get you at least a week or 2 out of it.
And it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know, like butter is fat and fat takes on flavor. Like when you get a steak,
it wants flavor.
It wants flavor. Like, I don't know if you've ever put whipped cream in the fridge and then you smell it and you're like, it smells like the fridge.
Oh,
that's
devastating.
Fat taking on flavor. Like it just loves flavor. So by Jenny adding all these things, what are you adding? A couple of tablespoons?
Yeah, and by the way, I still eat that whipped cream. It takes so much more for me not to eat whipped cream, fresh made whipped cream, okay? So I've got in here butter. I have honey, about a tablespoon of honey, and some smoked paprika. So I'm going for a little smokiness. I'm going for a little sweetness.
Love that.
I'm adding some fresh chopped parsley in here. What herbs do you have in the fridge? Clean it out. Chives, thyme, mint. Do it. Then I got a little baby. That's so cute. It's a little tiny shallot. Shallots are one of those things that it always frustrates me when I see one shallot in a recipe sometimes, because the range on the size, sometimes they're the size of onions, you guys. So this is I'm doing about half of this. So what we're looking for is about a tablespoon of chopped shallots.
Okay.
I mean, we've got plenty of garlic, but you want to go more garlic in this, go for it. You don't have fresh, use dried.
And our butter is like room temp.
Room temp, yeah. Room temp. One of the greatest food for my product development days in corporate, I was emailing with someone across the country for 4 weeks trying to make a recipe work. It was a baking recipe, and we couldn't get on the same page about it. And then finally, we traveled to meet in the same spot, and what we realized wasn't working was we totally had different definitions of what room temperature butter meant.
Okay.
So hers was basically practically melted, and mine had been set out for a couple hours. Yes. So,
Yes.
Yes. So
That's interesting.
what we mean by room temperature butter, guys, is that it can spread, that it's spreadable and soft, just like what Chef Joel did there. All right, gonna add my shallot in and a little salt and pepper. You're using salted butter, not unsalted. Hold the salt for a minute, maybe taste after. Just a big pinch of kosher salt and some fresh ground pepper and the piece de la resistance to this.
This is just a little something
I'm
extra.
gonna. Do you think they can guess? If
Yeah,
we
what
put it
is
up
that?
there?
We'll
Let's
hold it up to
see.
the camera. What is this spice mixture?
Can you see that?
It's a mystery spice mixture. Any ideas? Throw it in the chat.
Let's see. You guys are pretty good. I mean, we've got sesame
people
seeds
always
in
get it.
here. You guys are usually pretty good on this.
I knew everyone was going to say everything bagel
It's
spice.
not.
It's not. It's not everything bagel spice. I knew you guys were going to go
Think
there.
Japanese. I don't know if that'll help, but think Japanese. Oh, Duke.
Duke
No,
Duck,
but I
good idea.
love Duke.
So this is called, you walk them through it, Jenny. This is like a secret ingredient with fish.
I love this. Furikake.
Furikake.
Japanese seasoning. It's got some sweetness in it. The main star usually is toasted sesame seeds, usually dried bits of seaweed, sometimes some dried fish in there. It's just super savory and really kicks up. My favorite thing to put this on is just plain white rice because
Yes, or an egg.
oh yeah,
So good.
So about a tablespoon of that in
Yum.
here.
Yum.
And you're getting a little bit of texture from the sesame seeds. So good stuff, guys. Turned out my fish over here. And that's it. You just mix this all together, give it a little taste. Now, if I had my Multo, I could
Yes.
absolutely blend this in the Multo.
Absolutely.
I would be doing that right now.
It would literally whip it, so it would whip the butter super soft, so you
Super
wouldn't even
soft.
need to have room temp butter, and you would just pour everything in, turn it on. It
Yeah.
has this feature called turbo, and I'm telling you, it gets so powerful where you're like, oh, like it's like a little step back moment.
You feel like it's going to take off the
I
counter.
smell that.
Yeah, I was going to. What's it?
The color is stunning, and it
Yeah.
looks beautiful.
Look at that.
So at this stage, this is really important for the compound butter. I love that Jenny's showing you this technique. So you put down some plastic wrap,
Yeah.
butter goes in the middle,
She goes on.
kind of like Play-Doh.
This is where you feel like you're getting plain with it. Roll it up.
Yep.
And we just use a little bit. Usually I go full stick whenever I make. If you're going to do the work and turn it and look at that. It's almost like a giant Tootsie Roll.
It's really pretty.
Yeah. See that? And then you wrap this and put it in the fridge or the freezer. Lasts longer in the freezer. And then when it's done, when it's
Cut
chilled
little-
up,
little
check little
points.
medallions. And you cut off slices when you need them and throw it back in the freezer.
Yeah, fold it into pasta. And again, we like it with fish as it comes off the grill or off the poach or out of the steamer. Hit a little coin of compound butter on top and let that kind of ooze
Ooh, a
down the side.
coin of compound
You
butter.
like that?
It's going to be the title of my memoir.
All right, I'm
Coin
just
of
checking my cook
compound butter.
time. Okay, we got a little time left.
Okay.
So I got two other things that we love to cook fish or finish fish with. By the way, any questions about the compound butter for Jen?
And Chef George has that recipe if anyone wants that. He can paste that in the chat.
Yeah, he's going to do all these recipes for you, even though these next two are kind of basic. But we're on this one, this is a flavored salt. So you can make your own flavored salt, and instead of finishing with anything, just a little sprinkle of salt kind of pops on your palate right when you bite into the fish. So I've got some smoked paprika, but the key to this, and again, you could do this in the Multo, but again, if you're at home and you don't have the Multo, you can just do it with a mortar and pestle. But what we're literally going to start by doing is just a couple of tablespoons of smoked paprika. You can do this with lavender. I've done this with everything bagel spice.
Yeah.
You can do this with cumin. You can do this with sesame seeds, so many things. So the ratio is typically 2 tablespoons of spice to half a cup of salt.
Herbs de Provence would be really nice.
Ooh,
in
yeah.
here.
Or rosemary. Yeah, totally. And you just start moving it around. And just kind of take your time here and really start to kind of pulverize. And what you start to see is that the salt starts to turn the color of whatever you're pounding. So if you've got lavender, you've got like this purple salt. If you've got mint, you're going to get this gorgeous green, vibrant, like pesto-looking salt. So totally up to you, but when you start to kind of smell the salt, because you're crushing the herbs.
That looks beautiful.
Yeah, smell that.
Just that color alone.
Isn't that great?
It's almost like the granules of salt have opened up the aromatics on the spices. Like it smells more intense than it did before.
Yeah, and the salt just kind of takes in the flavor. This is a really good gift, by the way. I like you could do a batch of this in the Multo, grind it up, or just do this by hand and put them in cute jars.
Ooh.
And give people little flavored salts. They love
By the
it.
way, the upcharge on that's insane. So it's worth
Profitable.
it.
I smell a business.
Yeah.
I smell a business. All right, so that's our flavored salt. The last thing that we think that a lot of people don't do, which I think is just so key. I mean, obviously we all know lemon on seafood is like peanut butter and jelly. Like it just works. But we wanted to show this technique. So typically if you're grilling or if you're roasting, there's a heating element that's going on. And so here, you can put it right here, Jenny. I got you.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
So we got a hot grill pan right here. And I'm just going to grab my lemon. And instead of squeezing it over the top of the fish, we're going to grill it. This is on.
I
You
love
don't
that
need any
sound.
oil. You don't need anything at all, but it should be really, really hot. The goal is to caramelize the lemon. And what happens is, as this lemon gets really, really sticky and caramelized at the top, almost like a creme brulee, the steam goes into the lemon, releasing a lot of the juices, making it jammy, concentrated, and just extra, I think, poppy on your kind of palate.
Yeah, absolutely. I also, a little boozy tip.
Oh.
I love a grilled lemon in a cocktail.
Oh,
Grilled lemon juice.
I
With
like
a little
that.
bourbon. I don't know, guys. Again,
I like that.
I went to Target and Costco yesterday. I could have used it. So, just throwing it out there.
Oh my God, I
A nice
love it.
little grilled lemon.
I love it. All right, so while those are grilling,
Yeah.
and you want to be patient with them, every once in a while you can kind of give them a look. But honestly, I mean, they might need to go back on the heat.
Yeah, I can throw them on.
Yeah, throw them on the heat. They take some heat, guys. They really need to caramelize. So Jenny, you'll watch those.
I got those.
But at this point, we can kind of take a look at what's going on with our fish. So, with Multo, it's going to tell you, okay, I've got 5 minutes left. But I know these are small fillets. So at any time, I can stop or pause, and I can kind of take a look.
I love that you can customize that.
Yeah, and you don't
So
have to follow
freeing.
their recipes. You can totally custom cook. But look at these green beans. Not overcooked. Here's how you know when you have a green bean that is perfectly cooked, is when you can hold it up and it doesn't just flop over, right? And it holds its shape nice and tall. These are al dente, crunchy. You did a good job, Jenny.
Hey!
I'm impressed.
I have to write a letter to my culinary school.
I'm
Let them
impressed.
know.
All right, let's take a look at the fish. Oh yeah, these look great. Translucent, right? That gorgeous little wrapping of the prosciutto.
Yeah.
Just kind of giving it a little bit of extra fat. This is absolutely done. How I know it's done is I'm just squeezing the outsides, making sure they're firm. Then if I kind of place my thumb here, I can almost flake these little bits.
Yeah.
So this is totally done.
Feel like
Right.
the prosciutto just basted the fish for us.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's really great about this recipe and really great with Multo in general is like, it all kind of did it for you. So I'm going to take this guy off. And then what you're left is this just sumptuous, I don't know, just love of life. And now, here, can we just show the difference real quick? Do you want to bring
Yeah.
yours over?
Yes, please.
Okay. So because Jenny's is not airtight like the Multo, she had a lot more reduction, meaning a lot of the liquid went away. But you can see because of the Multo, it kept all that moisture in there. So you might have to add a little bit more stock at home if you're not cooking with the Multo. Again, this thing can kind of act like a pressure cooker, even though it's not, and trap all the nutrients and all of the flavor in
Yes.
one.
Yours definitely looks closer to sauce than mine right now.
That's all right. How's those looking? Nice?
Those are looking beautiful.
Yeah, bring them on over. We'll just show real quick. Nice. You want to show them?
All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Gorge, do you want to hold it up?
Look at that.
Just a little nice little mark. One for you, one for me.
Beautiful. One for you, one for me.
Those are beautiful.
Look at that. I mean, what was that, minute? 2
Yeah,
minutes?
and just that little bit of char
But it's a completely
makes
different
a big-
flavor profile.
Big deal. Yep. Okay. So we're not done yet. Fish is hanging out. The green beans are hanging out. And what you can do is, while this is hanging out, what I love about the Multo is instead of wrapping it in tin foil, just put it to the side, throw on the lid. Yours is going to get cold. No big deal. Just kidding.
That
Just
was
kidding.
you're being more generous tonight.
I'm
I think
just
that was the only
kidding.
second slam. I mean, it's all right. We're doing okay.
All right, so this part's kind of crazy. So this is where it's like we're going to move to the next step, which is we're going to add a little bit of cream to this sauce. So this is what it's telling me. Add a little cream, add a little salt and pepper. So we're going to do that right now. Where's our cream? Do you have some cream?
Yours is
Mine's
hiding.
All right.
Now
So-
I'm going to do mine in a little processor here because
Yes. So Jenny's pulling out yet another piece of equipment.
it has to happen. I can't do it in this
No.
shallow.
But see, I'm still just in the Multo. Again, this is just saving me so much time, so much energy. So I'm going a little salt, a little pepper. You need a little salt and pepper?
I always need a little salt and pepper.
There you go. And then on with my lid. And I'm just going to press start. Saying how come. So keep the measuring cup in there and start cooking. So this is starting to blend. I cracked the lid so a little bit of the steam can come out. You always want to do that when you're blending. That looks great.
Woo!
This
All
thing's
right.
powerful. You can hear it. 10 seconds. Woo! Smells so good.
It smells really good. It smells good.
And it will literally just stop when it's done. You can hear it. I don't have to press a button. It just knows it's been 30 seconds. It's done. Let's take a look.
Guys, it doesn't smell garlicky. It just smells
Ooh.
savory. It's not pungent at all. It's just,
It's like
I
the most stunning sauce.
have the biggest urge to throw this on pasta right now.
Oh, that actually sounds really good.
The carb queen in me wants
Yes.
to throw this on pasta.
I love it. So, just to recap, we have our creamy garlic. Like, we don't really see this as like a side dish. This is like a condiment. We've got perfectly steamed green beans, al dente, but tender.
Yeah.
And then underneath this, we've got our prosciutto wrapped halibut. We've got all the accoutrement to kind of make it going. Before we start plating, questions, thoughts, concerns about anything you saw so far.
You guys are quiet today. We want to hear from you.
Yeah.
We do have some fans of the grilled lemons.
Oh,
Oh, we like the grilled lemons.
we just sounded like Julia Child there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I will say, I mean, obviously this class is a cruiser because this recipe is like, it should really take, I mean, if you didn't have an Italian and a Jewish chef talking to you until we were blue in the face, this should take about 20, 25 minutes.
At that.
We talk a lot. We know.
If
We accept
that.
that. So if you're into fast cooking, we do want to call out tonight is the night, is the last night. We closed registration for our course last night, but we decided to reopen because there was a lot of requests for it. And we want to be able to give you a little gift back. So if you're interested in buying the course, we're actually giving you a buy one, get one totally free that you can give away for the holidays,
For the
whatever you
holidays.
celebrate. But we really want to give you the gift of time. So if you want to cook faster,
Yeah.
if you want to not just have recipes about cooking fast, but really learn how to cook faster
Tips,
and change
really good tips.
everything. Yes. Check out Homemade in a Hurry. It's our course. If you did not get the email, you will be getting it soon. And so you can just follow that link. It gives you a little bit of a promo code. Or no, you buy it, then you get a promo code, and then you can share that promo code with whoever you
So
love.
you get it for yourself, and then you get to share it with someone
For
else
free, yeah.
for free.
Yep.
Not a bad
Good
deal.
So if you've held out this far and you've been on the fence, it's basically 50%
So
off.
if you're struggling to find a gift for someone by Sunday, not a bad idea, guys.
Our gift to you guys, we love you guys. So Homemade in a Hurry, let's plate up. Speaking of a hurry, because I'm really hungry here.
And
Okay.
Sherry has a question.
Yes.
Hey, Sherry.
Hi, Sherry.
Happy Hanukkah.
Hello, sorry. Hey, I have a quick question. One is, could you swap out chicken for this recipe?
Okay, yeah. The answer is absolutely.
100%.
And two, because it is so white and I like color, could you finish it in a pan to give it a little bit of color with a little bit of oil?
Finish-
To get that rendered a little bit on the
Oh,
prosciutto?
yeah, you hit that one.
Absolutely. We actually tried that, and it was delicious. You can for sure
I'll get you a spoon.
medium high heat, a little veg oil, just sear them. Not our fish is cooked, and nothing's worse than overcooked fish. So you don't want it in there for a long time, Sherry. But you can give it a quick sear. I'm talking like 30 seconds each side, and that prosciutto, the fat, and will just crisp up even more.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Sherry. Just a little kiss of the heat.
A little kiss. Yeah, a kiss of heat.
But you'll see, this thing does plate up really nice. But thank you, Sherry.
Yeah.
Happy holidays, guys.
Happy holidays, Sherry.
We love you. All right,
See you
so
next year.
Yeah.
couple of tablespoons. This a little goes a long way with this garlic sauce. Oh yeah. Oh, I just want to eat. I just want to face plant into that. That is really good.
I'm going to
stuff.
do a swirl because you did a swirl. I will say, comparing just the sauces,
Yeah.
yours is a little lighter in color. It got a better puree on it.
I mean, mine's emulsified. Yours is a little chunkier, but again, that's the Multo doing its magic.
fine.
All right, so
Fine.
next up, what are you thinking next? Green beans?
I'm thinking green beans.
Yeah. You kind of want that pop of the fish on top. So just like a little pile.
I don't want to. I don't want to shingle it. I want
Yeah,
a little rustic.
I don't want it to be fancy. Just let them kind of fall where they would naturally fall. Oh, that's great.
Just that. Honestly, you have some vegetarians coming over. That's a happy meal right there.
Mm-hmm. And then you take that beautiful fish. It is right on top. I mean, yours looks great, Jenny.
It worked fine in the
It worked
pan. I
great.
mean, definitely a few more dishes, but it pretty comparable, I think.
Lemon next to it.
Oh, absolutely, lemon next to it. In fact, I'm also going to take, because I'm feeling
I wanna do
extra
it
right
all.
now.
Yeah, I
I'm
wanna do the whole
feeling
thing.
extra right now.
We can do a little
y'all.
bit of our smoked paprika salt. Just a little bit over the top.
I know we're talking like, yes, Christmas, Hanukkah, but this feels very New Year's to me. Feels
Really?
very
Why? Just because it's like
fancy. I always
Yeah.
see, people in party dresses. This feels very, just a little slab right on top.
love.
This feels very New Year's Eve, New Year's Day to me.
It is. It's like you want like some caviar, a little champagne.
Yeah. I'll look at this with a glass of champagne. Come
Kinda
on.
true. Look how beautiful that looks. Very simple, very elegant, not overstated. I think if anyone gets that, they'll be mind blown. And like we'll dig in right now, but I can already tell you, flavors are going to work.
Yeah.
This is
All
just
of
one of
this.
those dishes. I got a fork for you, my dear.
Do we squeeze the lemon over the top?
Yes. That caramelized lemon. You'll notice when you caramelize it, so much more juice comes out.
Oh, all the juice comes out. We'll
Right.
smear that butter.
God, it cooked it literally perfectly. That's the thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
like,
flakes.
listen.
It flakes.
It's good.
So good.
It's really good.
Again, that's not pungent raw garlic. It's so sweet.
Yeah. No, you could. That's like cereal bowl. Just scoop it in your mouth, shovel it in. The compound butter is actually really nice. You can smell it as it hits the hot fish.
I'm dancing because
And
I'm
then,
happy.
yeah, it's really good. And then the prosciutto. I'm
Yeah.
just getting into the prosciutto right now. Yeah. The green beans, it's almost like a hollandaise.
Are we still teaching a class?
I know. I know. You know
yeah.
it's a really good dish when we just space out and we just start eating. Oh, so good. I have to say, I mean, listen,
Man.
these classes are a love-hate for me because I do love, like, just sitting here and talking because I'm not really doing any of the work. The hate is I feel bad sometimes. I watch Jenny. She's kind of breaking a sweat.
That's awesome.
She's got, I mean, she's got a lot going on over there with the immersion blender and the steam baskets and the whole thing. And here, there's a lot of leading for me because I get to do the Multo. But it's one of those things where you really do see, okay, this saves you so much equipment, so much energy, so much time. You don't have to think about, is it done, is it not? Mine's cooked perfectly. It's emulsified to the T. So all the little mistakes that you can make at home cooking, if that's not your jam, I really do think you should look at the Multo. It just takes the guesswork completely out of it.
It's also nice is you're also getting with this Chef Jamie's recipes. I don't think I would have thought of this garlic sauce as much as I love
Yeah,
garlic.
that's true.
Like these combinations of things, that's Chef Jamie. So you're getting all these recipes too, which is, you know, yeah. Oh, even chefs need help sometimes.
So
We
two
get in our
great
ruts.
deals. So first, if you're going to go Multo for 2023, which is a great commitment. You
Yeah.
get the Rosley baking set. You get those incredible tools. Rosley's the best of the best. And then there's our homemade gift to you, which is buy one of our homemade in a hurry courses, gift one for free. You'll get it. You'll get an actual code once you buy it. You can give it to whoever you want. Give it to yourself. Give it to a friend.
it to yourself.
I guess that doesn't make sense. That's like 2 courses, but give it to someone you love and enjoy that much more
Great.
time.
Give it to a college student. If you have anyone young in your life starting to cook that needs to know how
It's a
to
great
cook,
call.
buy it for yourself, give it to them. They'll thank you later.
I want to let you guys know I'm making this again, like fast.
I want you guys to know that the second this class is over, that everyone
Wolf
is
this
gonna
down.
descend and we're gonna scarf this right now.
You guys,
Ah,
I want to end with a big smooch to CookingPal and Multo, but an even bigger smooch to the team here at Homemade. George, Christina, Sid, we got Jenny, Kaya, and there are a lot of other people throughout the year. Ben and Heather and Lindsay, and there's a million people who have made that
Kara.
157. Kara.
Karen, Maddie, absolutely.
Yes, people that
Eduardo.
possible. There's a lot of people behind the scenes making this look seamless and making this look possible. So I want to thank them. And again, all of our sponsors, we really look at it as partners. So again, them, but more importantly than any of us, none of us would be here if you guys don't show up and cook
You
along.
guys.
So we love you guys. Thank you for your questions,
love
for your
you.
engagement, for your belief, and for your commitment to homemade and to good cooking, which is what we're all about. So have a great new year. We will see you in January.
Absolutely.
I will look half the size. No, I'm kidding. I will
Tell-
not lose that much weight. That
Tell them
fast.
what's going on in January. We got
Oh,
veggie
classes?
ramen.
The first class we're coming out of the gates with is veggie ramen. So good. We've got this incredible schnitzel happening. We've got a lot of
Cubano sandwiches on the 5th.
Cubano sandwich. Oh, God, Cubano
Yeah.
sandwiches.
So we
Yeah.
hope to see you. Guys are our family. We love you so much. Thank you.
We're coming out strong. We're coming out strong. But we hope you guys have a restful, safe,
Safe.
and warm holiday. Have a great New Year's, and we will catch you on the flip side.
Bye,
Take care, everybody.
guys.